Have you ever stumbled upon something that felt like it was waiting just for you? A secret whispered by the wind, a message tucked away from the world. That's exactly what happened to me last Tuesday. I was on my usual morning walk, following the path that winds alongside the old river, when something caught my eye. Tucked into the gnarled roots of an ancient willow tree, almost hidden from view, was a small sealed envelope. It wasn't modern. The paper was thick, creamy, and slightly yellowed, like something from a bygone era. The seal was dark wax, stamped with the faint impression of what looked like an owl in flight. There was no name, no address. Just this mysterious letter sitting by the river as if it had been waiting for decades. My heart started pounding. Who left it here? What secrets did it hold? I knew right then and there my ordinary walk had just turned into an extraordinary adventure. I carefully picked it up. The paper felt fragile, yet resilient. The wax seal was cool to the touch. I almost expected it to crumble, but it held firm. My mind raced with possibilities. Was it a lost love letter from a soldier going off to war? A secret message between spies? Or maybe a final confession from someone who could no longer carry their burden? The river flowed silently, guarding the letter's story. I looked around, half expecting to see someone watching, the letter's owner, but there was no one. Just me, the willow tree, and the silent, compelling mystery. For a moment, I considered leaving it. Maybe it wasn't for me to find. Maybe its magic was in its secrecy. But curiosity, as you know, is a powerful force. I had to know. So I took a deep breath, slipped the envelope into my pocket, and headed home, my mind buzzing. The weight of it felt far heavier than a simple piece of paper. It felt like I was carrying a piece of someone's soul. Back in my study, I laid the letter on my desk. The afternoon sun streamed through the window, illuminating the dust motes dancing around it. It looked like an artifact from another time. For hours, I just stared at it, turning it over and over. That owl emblem, it seemed so significant. Owls represent wisdom, secrets, the night. Was this a message from someone who considered themselves wise, or someone who lived in the shadows? The more I thought, the deeper the mystery became. Breaking the seal felt like a monumental act, like crossing a point of no return. My hands trembled slightly as I carefully slid a letter opener under the wax. I didn't want to tear the paper. With a soft crackle, the seal gave way. The scent that wafted out was faint but distinct: old paper, dried ink, and something else. A hint of lavender, perhaps? It was the scent of memories. I gently unfolded the single sheet of paper inside. The handwriting was elegant, a beautiful, looping cursive script that you rarely see anymore. The ink had faded from black to a soft brown. It wasn't a long letter, just a few paragraphs. And as I began to read, the world around me faded away. It began not with a dear so-and-so, but with a simple, intriguing line. To whoever finds this, may you have a kinder heart than the river. The letter spoke of a promise. A promise made on a starlit night right there by that same willow tree. The writer, who never signed their name, spoke of a deep friendship with someone they called their sparrow. They had shared everything: dreams, fears, and a secret they vowed to protect. They planned to build a small boat and sail down the river, chasing the horizon. It was a beautiful, innocent dream. But dreams, as the letter lamented, can be as fragile as a sparrow's wing. Something happened. The letter didn't say what, but it spoke of a betrayal. Not a loud, dramatic one, but a quiet, creeping one, like the river slowly eroding its banks. The sparrow flew away, leaving the writer behind. The boat was never built. The promise was broken. The writer expressed a deep sense of loss, not of anger, but of a profound, hollow sadness. The river, they wrote, was a constant reminder of what flowed away and could never be reclaimed. The letter ended with a plea. I leave this story here, it read, not as a monument to my sorrow, but as a seed of hope. If you have found this, perhaps it means that promises can still be kept. Go to the old stone bridge at sundown. Look for the loose stone on the eastern pillar, third from the top. What was lost may not be truly gone. Let my sparrow know that the owl still waits. The old stone bridge? I knew it well. It was just a mile further downriver. My heart leaped. This wasn't just a story. It was an invitation, a treasure hunt. Who is the owl? Who is the sparrow? And what was hidden under that loose stone? I had to find out. The sun was already beginning its descent, casting long shadows across my room. There was no time to waste. I grabbed my jacket and practically ran out the door. The air was cool and crisp as I made my way to the bridge. My mind was a whirlwind of questions. How long ago was this written? Was the person who wrote it the owl still alive? Was the sparrow? Was I about to uncover a tragic secret, or was I on the verge of reuniting two long-lost friends? The bridge loomed ahead, its ancient stones glowing orange in the setting sun. I found the eastern pillar and began counting the stones. 1, 2, 3. My fingers traced the outline of the third stone. It looked no different from the others, but when I pressed on the lower edge, it wiggled. It was loose. My breath caught in my throat. With some effort, I managed to pry it free. Behind it was a small, dark cavity. Reaching inside, my fingers closed around a small, smooth metal object. It was a locket, a silver locket, tarnished with age, in the shape of a heart. I fumbled with the clasp and it sprang open. On one side was a tiny, faded photograph of a young woman with a bright, hopeful smile. On the other side, instead of another photo, was a single, perfectly preserved owl feather. This was it. This was the owl's message to the sparrow. The story was still incomplete, but holding that locket, I felt a powerful connection to these two people I'd never met. This wasn't just a mystery anymore. It was a responsibility. The owl waited. I had to find the sparrow. This journey was far from over. In fact, it felt like it had just truly begun. Thank you so much for joining me on the start of this incredible discovery. The story of the owl and the sparrow has captured my heart, and I hope it has captured yours too. I'm going to do everything I can to uncover the rest of this mystery. If you want to see what happens next, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter. See you soon.